All right, what's going on, folks? We're here to check out what the heck Nicholas Light is talking about. No one else will say this. I guess it became meta. Nicholas Light talk, and a bunch of us reactors, and either concur or not concur. Here's the deal. I normally like to keep up with what people say in the industry, and I would just be like watching it on my smartphone, and it's like, bruh, yeah, I don't even gotta edit it, man. I got all the stuff right here. Yo, we're just gonna check it out and put it out there, and I give my thoughts during or after the video.
I know what you're thinking. With these types of videos, we need to talk. It's usually about me or my life, or Twitch screwed me over, or YouTube screwed me over,
That's
or
right.
this website screwed me over, or complaining about something. This is gonna
That's 100% true. I was like, yo, who antagonized them this time? Respectfully, of course. Respectfully, of course. Look, I don't think I have to say this 100% of the time throughout the video, but I don't have no issue with Nick. He's a cool reactor. I already know he's always in it with the comment section. Y'all going at him. I see him on Twitter or whatever. It's all professional to me. I never met the man. So if I say anything and it sounds rude, just know I was just talking, but I wouldn't mean any ill intention towards the man. I just wouldn't. But I may disagree. I may say something. I may agree that you're here complaining. He knows he does it too. So it ain't nothing but objectivity, and I would always mean it with the best of intentions. Otherwise, I just wouldn't say anything at all. If I'm being honest, if I had something rude to say, like I just wouldn't say that. You know, everything would have to be productive.
be completely different.
Whatever.
If you don't know, well, now you're about to know. One of the biggest anime of the year came out of nowhere. Is called Takopi's Original Sin. I had no idea what it was about. I had no idea it even
Peak,
existed
by the way,
up
that's my
until about a
favorite.
week ago, and now it's one of my favorite anime of all time. Long story short,
I know where this is going because it's one of my favorite animes too. It actually is my favorite anime airing right now, and it's probably not going to be for the reasons that many people would approve of. So I'm probably going to be in the same camp as this dude. Let's see.
character A bullied beyond belief by character B, to the point where character A, spoiler alert, if you plan on watching it, kills themselves because of character B's actions and the levels of bullying that they push it to. Then you have character C, which is a creature from another planet that has the mechanisms or the abilities to reverse time, but no matter how many times they reverse time, the outcome is inevitable, and it happens over and over and over again. Character A gets bullied, character B is an evil piece of shit. Then you find out throughout the series,
Character B is misunderstood. Just know that. It doesn't matter how bad those optics are, I know. Character B is simply misunderstood. And if character A's daddy, or if character A's mommy, will just stay away from
at the first or second episode, that character B comes from a broken family, comes from an abusive family that abuses them when they go home, and comes from nothing but hatred and pain and misery. And that's what pushes them to bully this child. And you're given reasons why they push it to this level. But my perspective is there's no excuse for pushing a harmless child to kill themselves. I don't know about you.
Even I agree with that.
But when I was a kid, I knew right from wrong. And that's not something I learned from my family. That's not something I learned from anybody. It's something I just learned myself. I know when I'm hurting somebody. I knew if I hurt somebody. Doesn't matter what I've been through in life. Doesn't matter where I come from. I am my own person despite my age. And I know if I'm hurting somebody. Now that's my...
I actually just want to talk on that. This is where me and Nick go opposite roads, okay? What people might miss, this is a great anime. It's actually great for us to even have these kind of conversations. A child can know right from wrong, but depending on how you were raised and the circumstances that kicked in, guilt or the things that cause you not to do wrong don't kick in equally. So, for example, when you bully somebody or you're mean to somebody, you probably feel guilty about it. Something bothers you. You see that person's sad face and it's like, oh, what did I do wrong? But, like, I'm going to use myself as an example. I just have to. So for me, I'm thinking about how bad I'm going to put a parent under the bus. So for the purpose of this statement, I'm just going to say parent, so that it's one of them, because it is one of the parents. So that's just all. You have a 50-50 shot of guessing who it is, just for their sanity, for their sake. So when parent would be violent towards me, right? It's like it didn't really matter how cute I was or how lovable I was. They would be violent towards me anyways. They had no empathy for me. So for me, I had a hard time learning empathy or feeling compassion for others because it didn't matter it didn't matter how I felt and I got beat up. So it shouldn't matter how you felt. And now you're also going to get beat up or get name called. I had to go through it. Now you got to go through it too. You know what I mean? It's just the way of the order. You pick on the weakest being. I have to deal with it. I have to deal with the strongest beings. And you're weaker than me, so I'm just going to dish it onto you. It's absolutely wrong, but you may not even understand how a child or a young person comes to this conclusion. The things that hold you back from crossing over the line may not apply to a person from an abusive household. Okay, that's that. And to make it clear, that's why we have harsh penalties for particular crimes. Some crimes, I don't even know why people go to jail for so long, but they're like, yo, we gotta make this penalty harsh in order to deter a person from doing it. Because if it's light, person don't feel any type of way, they're gonna be speeding. That's why his ticket's so expensive. It doesn't matter that you're not supposed to speed. You speed anyways, and you don't feel bad about it. By the way, I went off on a tangent, and this is not really gives excuse for anyone to push themselves to the level that character B did. That is unexcusable. I get it. Only what I'm putting out there is you can still understand the person, but still not accept their choices. Sometimes people make an excuse for everything as a reason to accept it, and my approach is, no, I understand how you made that outcome. We still have to, what's that word? God damn it. It's not ban. It's condemn it. We still just have to condemn it. But yeah, you can know right from wrong, but you don't feel the same way, and you still do wrong anyways until certain emotional aspects of you are fully developed.
Opinion of the situation, but that opinion
I talked
is
a long time
wrong
on that.
because apparently I'm evil for celebrating when character B, again, spoiler alert, dies. I am so fucking happy because now character A, the one with the heart, isn't going to kill themselves anymore and doesn't have to live with a bully pushing them every single day when they're just trying to exist and be happy. They already come.
You see why this is funny? Because me and Nick can be looked at evil for two different reasons. I have compassion for the bully, and I'm sure people are going to be looking at me like I'm crazy because I can articulate for this bully. The bully did wrong. The bully is evil. The bully is dead. He cheered, and now people are pissed at him. That's hilarious. I still could get it. You wouldn't cheer for any child to die, but okay.
From enough pain, they don't have to deal with this shit. But I'm being told that I'm wrong. All these reaction channels that celebrate, we're wrong for feeling this way, for getting happy that a person dies when they're being evil. I don't care what a person goes through when they push it to that level. And I make that clear. I've been through this before. I've been through a similar situation in my life growing up, and my wife has been through even worse. Damn right we're praying for our bullies to fucking die when we're...
Respectfully, I've read Nick's tweets. I had to get the Millennium Rod. Y'all already know. Let me not laugh. Nick understands what it's like to be bullied. Therefore, he sympathizes much more with the person who got bullied. It is in line with how he tweets. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick with him. I myself, I have been bullied, but I've always figured out a way to kind of avoid it. So I've been more of a bully more often than not than actually being bullied. So I actually strangely have sympathy for the bully. So I'm probably one of the few reaction channels that did not rejoice when the bully died. Because that was my favorite character. I'm so effed up. Let me stop. This is going to be a long video.
That. I don't care about what they're going through at home. That's no excuse. And now I'm told that I don't understand what the author intends the story to be and what the author wants the people to believe. And I'm going to just say it to you guys. No disrespect to the author, but it's art. And the way I perceive it is completely up to me. We look at a painting, we're both going to see different things.
That's true.
And what we see isn't right or wrong. Same thing with storytelling. Same thing with this story. How I see the situation should be treated the same way as how somebody else sees the situation. Neither of our perspectives or opinions are wrong. It's art. I don't care what the mangaka intended. So let's look at some comments.
Listen, if someone wrote a manga based on Trump being why Trump should be president and that he's a good president, it's going to split y'all. Y'all going to say that the manga artist is wrong for saying Trump's going to be a good president. And for anyone that was like, nah, I would actually agree with that, right? If then now another manga artist goes on to explain why Kamala would be a good president, you guys would disagree with that person. Just because the creator or writer has an intention, it doesn't mean they are correct. It doesn't mean their perception on the world is correct. They want you to see things from their point of view, but their point of view may not be correct. And again, we can mention your own values, and then depending on how they write it, you will get triggered. So I think that's a no-brainer. Let's see what comments say.
This is my latest video, my reaction to the newest episode of Takopi's Original Sin, Episode 3. I can never bring myself to call Marina a monster or a devil, because she's not evil for the sake of being evil. Children are born as blank slates, completely innocent, but innocence doesn't inherently equal goodness. She was molded by her parents, who were terrible and abusive to each other, and to her throughout her formative years. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you see it, that's how you see it. And I'm not going to fight back on that. As horrible as Marina was, she truly didn't deserve to die. Completely understandable. So far, all of these opinions aren't telling me how to feel. They're just sharing their opinions. And that's the correct way to do that. That's how we should be able to discuss a story. That's how we should be able to criticize. We should be open to criticism and not gatekeeping our storytelling by making people react a certain way that we want them to react. Like, oh, if this person doesn't react the way I want them to react, then they're wrong and they're awful. Well, we're going to get to those comments right now. On my channel, you're not going to find that many comments, right, that do that. You will find those comments, but I don't feel like going through them. So I'm going to go on another content creator's page, Freshest Anime. Shout out to Joe. Handsome, beautiful dude. Love him. This guy has the best reaction take in all that I have watched. Not blinded by rage or sadness, just seeing the full picture and just excited to see where the author takes us. I have a problem with a comment like that because I don't watch the anime the same way as somebody else. I'm blinded by rage. What if you're blinded by happiness? I'm not going to say that because I respect everybody else's opinions. I'm not blinded by rage. I have lived experience through a situation that the main character has. I have people closest to me, like my wife, that has experienced this type of life, where she was bullied to the point where she wanted to end her life. At that point, I don't care what the other kid is going through. I never hurt anybody, especially to the point where they're going to off themselves, or every single day they wake up, they don't want to wake up. That's not being blinded by rage. That's what I call
I want to say that my bullying was nothing like this girl. Like, damn, dog. Damn, dog.
experiencing the story and having a different perspective on it. But apparently there's right and wrong perspectives. You know, you go to the replies for this comment and the top reply is, for real, I'm sick of seeing most people not getting the full picture of the situation. Everyone in this anime is a victim and is also guilty. It's not black and white, it's full gray throughout. This is what bothers me. I understand the full picture. I see.
You know what actually bothers me? And I told you I'm saying this out of respect. I don't actually think it's appropriate to go to Joe's video, right? And then use Joe's comments as a reference point to then feel a need to be defensive. So, under Joe's comment section, in my opinion, is what I consider a haven for Joe. It's okay to go in, make sure my kid's downstairs. It's okay to go in Joe's comment section and suck his dick. It's okay to do that. You can suck Joe's dick all you want in his comment section. I can't go to Joe's comment section and then go, this guy's the best reaction take I have watched, and then be triggered because I'm like, that's Joe's subscriber. Maybe he's my subscriber too, but he probably watched my video. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Went on to Joe's page, said something nice. I can't find the words for it, but if If you're on Roshi's Patreon, you can glaze Roshi and say, "Man, yo, this is the best Patreon I've ever been on to. I love your takes." You can really say whatever you want that's positive about that person under their own comment section. To leave your comment section, go to someone else's comment section, and then get upset. I don't know, man. Nick might not like that I said that, but I told you I was gonna keep it real. I said I was gonna keep it real, so that's just my opinion. Because for your own mental health, it's bad enough dealing with your own comment section, much less to go to someone else's comment section and then get mad. Real talk. This is real story. I go to Roshi's channel when he uses me as a reference. I'll be there. Shout out to his call at night. It was either episode 7 or episode 8. You can go there. Go to that video right now. Roshi's Call of the Night, episode 7 or episode 8. I was there. And you will find that people talked bad about me and said I was annoying and such like that. And I ignored them. But anyone who gave me love or whatever, it's an old video, so I don't actually kept up with the new ones. But I'll respond and like say thank you, whatever. But I can't be in Roshi's comments spreading drama or looking for drama. They didn't. Some of his fans didn't like me in that video. They didn't like me because I am who I am, and they're on his video. That's okay. Now if they come to my video and say stay off of Roshi's channel, now I feel like I got a problem. All right, I think I've talked too long, but that part it's like, yo, you're on Joe's side of things. They love Joe's reaction. That's acceptable.
Need the full picture.
Obviously, they like Joe's more than me too. I'm not triggered.
But the picture doesn't want you to think in a singular way. It wants you to have different opinions. It's to be perceived differently amongst people. But with comments like this, you want people to react a certain way. You don't want real reactions. You want your reaction. And that's funny coming from the king of the fake reactions like myself. Another reaction channel, Bluest, also has pretty good reactions. What the fuck is a good reaction? You mean your reaction. They have your same opinion, therefore those are the best. Shout out to Joe. But now it's...
That being said, though, he's right. He's right. Like, there is no bad reaction. This is the bad reaction. Would be me playing Nick's video with my eyes closed and just talking the whole time. But our reaction is as simple as watching TV, but it's recorded. There's no wrong way to watch TV. You just watch the TV.
It's time to move on to our next subject. Ed Anime, or ED Anime, whatever he wants to call himself. My top comment is, rest in pieces, Marina. The adult anime, whatever he wants to call him. It's time to move on to our next subject. Ed Anime, or ED Anime, whatever he wants to call himself. My top comment is, rest in pieces, Marina. The adults in the show are the real villains. Kids could be villains too. The bullies that I've had in my life, even when I was a teenager, are villains. Just because they're younger than 21, they can't be a villain? You have to be a certain age to be a villain? No. Kids could murder. Kids could rape. Kids could do just as evil stuff as adults can. Just because they learned it from home. All right, so if my parents are so...
Also, like, at what age are you allowed to be a villain? Is it when you're 18? Because in some other countries, it could be 17. In other countries, you're not an adult. In some countries, not an adult until you're 17. Some countries, not an adult until you're 19. So, like, if you're not an adult till you're 19, do you have to wait until you're 19 to become a villain? Like, what age are people able to become villains? What was Sasuke never a villain because he was 14, 15, 16 years old during those times, running up on the Kage, but that man wasn't a villain?
Swordsman, and they kill people. And then I become a swordsman because of them. I learn from them and I kill somebody. Does that mean I'm not a killer? I'm not a swordsman? Oh, you can't compare all of that. Yes, you can. I hate these people that are like, you can't compare these two things. You're comparing suicide and death to being a swordsman. You know what the fuck I mean. Marina didn't deserve death. She did deserve repercussions, though. That's completely your opinion. I'm not a holy person. I'm not here to say my bullies... they deserve to be reformed. I hope they seek peace and become better people. I am not like that. And if somebody is like that, that does not make them better than anybody else, especially to those that don't think like that, to those that aren't easily forgiving. Just because you forgive more than others doesn't make you better than anybody else. Oh, this is the best one right here. You're acting like a child. Even Joe knows very well that it's wrong for a girl to celebrate the death of another child. I'm sorry, but when I was a kid... If I saw my bully, what he did to me, die, I am throwing a party that night. No matter how unjustifiable their actions may be. I'm sure he would have been quite upset in your live stream when he saw that you posted Happy Marina Death Day. They literally show you the lesson of the episode, and you still don't accept it.
We're on ED. We're on the ED anime. I forgot that we're on ED anime thing. Oh, you're acting like I have to backtrack. I was like, how did we get here?
Maybe. I am throwing a party
like
that night.
a child.
No matter how unjustifiable their actions may be.
They went
I'm
in
sure
on
he would
ED.
have been quite upset in your live stream when he saw that you posted Happy Marina Death Day. They literally show you the lesson of the episode and you still don't accept it, thinking they're justifying Marina when they're not. I'm not saying the mangaka is justifying it. I'm saying that the mangaka is challenging us. What people fail to realize is that we are not misunderstanding the story. We are understanding the story. We just have different views on the story. You're immature, that's why. Even if you're not a manga reader, you should immediately understand what their lifestyle is like. I want to make this clear. I don't care what somebody's lifestyle is like. If I have a child and my child is bullied to the point where they kill themselves, and it's all because of a little fucking bitch that was raised by evil people, push them to do that, I don't care about, it was just the parents. I hope the worst happens to the little girl and the parents. Now, if that's death, if that's prison, it doesn't matter. I just want the Reaper to come for them. And I'm sure you would think the same if it happened to you, if it happened to...
Yes. 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 My... No, remember, I'm a former bully. I consider myself a good person now. But my daughter was also bullied. And I cannot share with you the thoughts I've had regarding 4, 5, 6-year-olds who were picking on her. And she's not the type to defend herself. She's a very good-hearted, sweet girl. I don't know where she gets it from because I'm not. But I cannot share the thoughts I had. I can't. But I wanted whatever it took for my daughter not to get bullied. Whatever it took. Obviously, I never did anything. I'm still here. I'm just saying, like, those thoughts, they happen. When your innocent one comes crying and you know she's soft, you know she don't do no harm to nobody, and like, yo, what happened? And they tell you that some other kid put their hands on them and the parents are just not doing anything, and this kid looks at your kid. And I know it's the pot calling the kettle black, but sometimes, I'll pivot there. And they looked at your little one, and they just technically preyed on them. That just makes your heart boil. Now you're like, but Lee, you was a victim too. Correct. No, you were a bully too. Correct. Whatever it was that I was missing that allowed me to be mean to people, I grew that over the years. Shout out to my homie the Grinch. Okay, so once I grew a heart, I was like, "Oh, this feels bad." A little side note about me: my core friend group outside the homie Direct the Nastiest. I'm talking about my OJ Knows Sports. You can look them up right here. Right, we're gonna pivot real quick. OJ Knows Sports. Yeah. So OJ Simpson. That's funny. OJ Knows Sports. Yo, that dude used to be my bully as well. I used to bully me because he's athletic. I'm not, the whole 9 yards. He has a twin brother. It's too much. I got absolutely harassed by this guy. And he's one of my best friends. He was one of my groomsmen. One of the kids I bullied habitually was also my groomsman, and I was his groomsman. So like we grew up bullying each other. It's like we didn't know how to communicate. We didn't know how to express ourselves. We are all coming from awkward households in their own shape or form. I won't put his business out there, but he got his own household situation. He was dealing with it with me. I got my own household situation. I was dealing it with my other homeboy. I couldn't dish it back to him. He's stronger than me. I tried, though. But he has a twin brother, so I couldn't get very far. But I did at least try. Anyways, where was I going with that? You just develop feelings, man, and it's like, yo, like, why are we hurting each other? You know, this is wrong. And then we grew, and because I know what it's like to dish it, and I know what it's like to receive it, there's this nice little balance. that I got with me with understanding different perspectives. But I grew compassion is the short answer. And shout out to my boy OJ Knows Sports, great guy. And then he also does like motivation and stuff like that to like teach you to be like, I don't know, a good person. OJ Knows Devotion. I don't really listen to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh, let me go back. Because if I'm in OJ Knows Sports, he must talk about his other TikTok. Nah, he don't. This man knows nothing about marketing. Terrible. All right, I'll go back to the video.
One of your children, or if you have children someday, if they're bullied, are you going to play holier than thou?
Nope.
Are you going to be like, oh, it's all the parents? Nah, bro, I want my kid to go to school next day and beat the shit out of the other kid. And I don't care what happens to that kid. They had it coming. My kids just going to class, minding their own business.
They had it coming.
Doing nothing. And then here comes the other kid, kicking them, stomping them out, calling them names, calling them a whore. I don't care what happens to them. And I'm not saying the mangaka is making us feel bad for the characters. They want us to think. The mangaka, these storytellers, they want us to think at the end of the day. The problem lies in the watchers, the people that gatekeep this shit. That's not what the mangaka intended. That's not what's supposed to happen. Oh, you're supposed to feel this way. We're not supposed to feel anyway. We're supposed to feel the way we want to feel. And then you have heartless people on Twitter that are like, oh, this guy can't move on from his past. So you're the judge of how people move on. You're going to tell a soldier to just stop having PTSD? Because I'm sorry, but people or kids that are bullied develop PTSD. They have PTSD.
We will never forget 9/11, son. Yo, we will never forget. We got people fighting for millennia because they not going to forget, man. Stop it.
It's just as real. Oh, you're comparing this to that. Yes, I
am.
Needs to stop completely, where we can't have discussions anymore. Everybody talks about art, the death of art being AI. It's not going to be AI. It's going to be you, the gatekeepers that prevent people from criticizing or having opinions, open discussions. You want everybody to share the same opinion. Takopi's Original Sin is a very real story to me. And it's a real story to a lot of us. It's a hard watch, which is why they give you a trigger warning at the beginning of the series. Sometimes life could be black and white. There's clear good and there's clear bad. There's clear heroes, there's clear villains. And if you don't want to believe that, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, there's gray. There's a lot of gray. But black and white definitely does exist. If I'm sending my kid to school thinking they're completely protected, and then another kid comes into that class and opens fire on every kid, including mine, in that classroom, do you think I care about what that school shooter is going through at home? I want them to go through worse. And if that's fueled by rage, then so be it. It's deserved. I pray that never happens to you or your kids, but you should allow people to have this perspective. I don't know why everybody's so defensive over evil, over bad people. We should be defensive over good people. But instead, there's people fighting in the comments about what's right and what's wrong, about, oh, yeah.
Oh, wrong one. Not the Blackbeard. Not the Blackbeard. Nah, he's right. He's right on that one. It's actually a very profound statement. It's a very profound statement.
This kind-hearted soul to kill themselves, but it's because she gets abused at home. So you better feel for her too. And by the way, I'm only on episode 3 of the series. So many of these motherfuckers want to spoil the series and say, you should know where it's going, or you're not going to feel this way in the end. That's the idea of the story, to change your opinions. You should be allowed to do that. You guys are coming at me from a full series reader's perspective, and you're acting like I read the whole series. I'm 3 episodes in. Where do I think this is going? I think that the main character is going to become a piece of shit. And am I going to blame, this character pushed her to that, or this character, these parents pushed her to that? No. If she wants to be a piece of shit, I don't care what happens. This sickening excuse that people make. You don't know what they've dealt with. It's like defending abusers almost. That guy abused his girlfriend because he saw his dad do it to his mother. Like, what? Oh, so I'm supposed to feel bad? No. When I was 3 years old, I developed empathy and sympathy, and I learned that myself. To those that want to defend Marina. Defend.
You know how I know he's right? He's an emotional person. He said he developed empathy when he was 3, and I believe him. He's very in tune with the way he feels. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing. It's really just studying him as I'm watching this video and seeing where we differ. I'm very stoic sometimes. I could get angry very easily, but I'm not really in tune with a lot of feelings. I'm not a sociopath, but I'm just very detached from things. Yo, I could watch a travesty and just detach myself from it. I know it's awful. I can objectively say that it's awful, but I'm just like, yo, I'm just detached from that, man. But my type of personality, oh man, going off a tangent. Like when they recruit people like for the FBI or CIA kind of stuff, they can't recruit Nick. They recruit people like me. They recruit my homie Director Nasty, right? Because when you gotta go into some effed up stuff and make some effed up decisions, you can't do it if you're really emotional and you're letting these decisions rest on your shoulders. I can do it. I don't want to brag. I'm just really noticing that because when I was 3 years old, he might have been exaggerating, but I'm trying to say I didn't have strong levels of empathy. I never did. Here's the other thing. Nick's not gonna let me say this because I'm joking. You're going to appeal to certain people because certain people, I believe you're a product to a certain extent of your environment. So I'm going to blame it on my parents, but then some people are going to say you can't blame it. But it's not like I did evil. When I cried, my dad would beat me. So he would beat me, right, for doing something bad. And then I would cry about it, and then he would beat me until I stopped crying. So he was beating me so I could just go, ah. That's all he really wanted. Which is, ah. Don't look at him with defiance. Just have don't look like a bitch either. Just look away, show no feelings. So that's kind of how I'm developed, which is why, again, when I would do something bad and it's like you're supposed to feel empathy or something, it's like, nah, I just don't feel anything. That was how it was. I'm much more in tune with my feelings now. And I don't want to do that thou shalt not protest, but I don't consider myself a bad person.
The bullies. And y'all will even say, we're not defending them. We just don't think they should die. I accept that. I accept that opinion. I think it's a valid opinion to have, a valid perspective. But I just want you to know, that's not my perspective. I don't care if the character dies. I don't care how old they are. I don't care if they're -2 years old. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And that's for all ages. And I guarantee you, people are still going to be leaving comments down below without even watching this full video and getting the full context. And then they'll fault me for not reading the whole series when you didn't even watch the whole video. It's the world we live in. And
that is so goddamn true. People are commenting on a 20-minute video, but the average watch time is, I don't know, 8 minutes. You're clearly not watching the whole video, and you're telling me that I need to stop, pause, rewind, etc., watch the whole thing. I feel like if you don't watch someone's whole video, you can't be overly negative. You always have to give them a grain of salt that they're going to fix whatever by the end of the video. But if you don't watch the end of the video, sometimes you need to shut the F up.
And I know a lot of you are probably teenagers, but when I was a teenager, I still thought the same way as I do now. If you do something bad should come right back to you. Just know that if it gets to that level, I don't care about you anymore. I have no remorse, no sympathy for people that hurt me, hurt others. And if you do, that's completely fine. That is up to you. Just don't threaten or don't attack people that don't share that same perspective and opinion as you. Because I'm sick of that shit. I am sick of that, bro. I upload my reaction to the series, and I feel like it's the first time where I'm able to be myself, pause, make a 10-minute video 40 minutes long because I get to speak from experience, and I get a bunch of people calling me an awful person for celebrating the death of a child that was an evil little fucking beast.
The parents made her that way.
Okay, they made her that way. She's still an evil fucking beast in my eyes. How the main character ends up, if they end up being a piece of shit, I'll say the same thing about them. I will feel sorry, but I'll also be like, you get what you fucking deserve. I feel bad that the world did this to you, but I don't feel bad about what's coming your way. And hopefully you're not bullying others in school, or you're not getting bullied, or maybe you're the lucky one and you don't have to experience any of this. Because I feel like a lot of this discourse online, a lot of this attacking others for not sharing the same reactions as others, it's coming from people that have had great lives. Not all of us have had great lives. We need to allow people to share their opinions, to share their perspectives, without being told they're wrong or they're evil or they're this or they're that, they're a Nazi, they're a racist. These words don't mean anything anymore, and it's sad. These are serious words. Zionist, evil, racist, Nazi. These are serious fucking words, but they don't mean anything anymore, and I stopped caring about them. I'll proudly put all of those names in my fucking bio if I have to, just to laugh at every single person that misuses these words. You're called a pedophile for enjoying Mushoku Tensei. This community fucking sucks sometimes, and if you're part of this cancerous side of the community, get the fuck lost. I hope what happened to Marina happens to you. Bye-bye.
Everybody, Peter
It's
here,
funny,
from
it's
Colorado.
funny, it's funny. I don't want to listen to my politics, but now you guys know how my algorithm works. Boy, this side of things, man. Look at my algorithm, man. Ain't nothing but what's going on the other side of the world. What's going on in Turkey? What's going on in Washington? That's what I be talking. That's what I be thinking about on my free time. Now, overall, Nick is 100% right, and you guys didn't make it to the end of the video, but I do gotta say I see why he was looking in the other comment section, and it makes sense for his video, but it may not be good for the mental in terms of how he processed it. I'm not gonna lie. When I say something wild, I don't go in the comment section as much. So, like, I'm very self-aware now. So, when I laugh at the evil person, or I praise the evil person, or I hype up someone like Marina, I'm already prepared. I have to already know that that's not normally. And normal people are going to come for you. So, I just don't even bother read. Because here's the other thing. Especially because I build multiple YouTube channels, this perspective really hits me. When you're hitting millions of people with impressions a day, right? You're going to have people say all sorts of things to you, and you start to feel grateful for it. When you're working on your little small channel and you're getting 0 comments, it's like, damn, dog. I've noticed that the negative comments, I don't know, I wish I said this in the beginning, but it is what it is. The negative comments come when a video is blowing up more than normal. You're attracting people, or people who are watching who are not your core subscribers. They're not used to your personality, and they start wilding out. So, like, you know, I've gone through some pushbacks with channels not doing, or videos not doing so well. We have a great anime season. We also started doing Ben 10. So now, when I see negative comments, because they picked up again, I'm like, great, we're growing. Thank God. That means I reached a person who's not used to my personality, which by definition means we're growing. That is great news. Every time I get a wave of bad comments, that means that video has blown up more than usual, reaching a new group of people, and I can't celebrate even any harder for that. It's a great thing. So if you're a content creator or something, you haven't thought about this, and you clip this and you let somebody know, you guys want to let Nick know I said this. Yeah, when you start getting the negative comments out of nowhere, check your video. You're like, damn, this video is 3-4 times the average watch of any of my other ones. The views are through the roof. Yeah, now you're getting people who are not used to you. Okay? They don't understand your humor. And they're saying stuff. And a lot of them aren't going to stick around. They're just commenting and they're just moving on. I love it now. I love it because it's always a sign of growth whenever I see negativity. Now, it's not that I'm attracted to the negativity. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, any attention is good attention. I want the negativity. No. You know, when you're mining or you're drilling for oil, there is just byproducts that come with it. You know, I can't explain the whole process, right? But you get some of the byproducts that you don't really care for. But yeah, you know, you're going to get gasoline out of this, or diesel, whatever you're going to make out of this. You got all this junk. You know, fracking gets a whole lot of junk too. But when you get that junk, it's a sign that there's other good things coming that you can harvest. You don't want all those things, but you need it. You know, it comes with the territory is what I'm saying. They just come together. Growth, high level growth, come with new people. With new people comes all of the types of individuals that exist in the world. And it's going to include the annoying ones. And what you do is you just block or you just ignore them. You just throw them away. You know? So, that's that. Great video. I Overall, I actually agree with Nick's message. Y'all give Nick a hard time, man. But when I listen to his values, he has great values. I like the message of this video, and he's condemning evil people. He is condemning evil. He is saying it's wrong to hurt people. I can't be any more on board with that message. That's a great message. So I think that message is good, and I co-sign that message. And I thank you guys. And I'm here for peace and love, so I'm not here to antagonize. I ain't gonna put any wild descriptions in my stuff. I think words do have power, so there are certain words where you should stay away from. That's why I kind of hesitated on my praise. Certain words you should stay away from. They mean something. Words have power. That's why homies research particular scriptures. You know, I have mine in my room. I got particular scriptures that I use, particular sayings. You know, if I say I can't post that because there's not enough views, okay, people are going to attack me. All you care about is views. We couldn't post that because we didn't receive enough support. Oh, dang, they weren't supporting you. Dang, I would love to post that. I can't afford to fund that particular series. I can't afford to hire an editor for it. Rather than say, there's not enough people, so I won't post it. We know what it comes down to. It's economics. I'm just going to say that in a way that makes sense. Words have power. They do. And I feel like it's dangerous sometimes to get away with that, to get away from it. But I also think it's people overuse these words. They just throw it everywhere. You know, every time a guy argues with online on a topic that has to do with women, there's always someone that says a misogynist or whatever. I can't even pronounce the word, but you know what I'm talking about. You, as a man, you can't go in the... I shouldn't have said this. I'm probably going to get in trouble. But as a man, you can't go in the comment section and argue on a topic that is not related to men. You got to be very careful. I don't even do it. I just read other people do it. But that's just that. Because I don't want to mess up my brand. So there's certain conversation I stay away from. I just read people talking about it, you know? So what I was trying to say, though, is people weaponize these words and they overuse it. And then those are they give too much power. And there's other people that try to take away too much power from this word and they just want to throw it all over the place. I think that's wrong, too. If you actually want to know what Lee is about, I'm against extremists of all sorts. I'm an extremist against extremists. That's how in the middle objective I am. Anyone that is too passionate about a particular side, I don't like any of them. You can't be that passionate that you think you're 100% right and the other side is 100% wrong. I'm against those people. If you're 80% right, you think you're 80% right, I'm cool with that. You think you're 80% right and you're 20% wrong. Cool. You're 80% on the right, but you agree with 20% on the left. Cool. You're 80% on the left, you agree with 20% on the right. Cool. But if you're going to tell me that you're 100% on the right and everything on the left is wrong, or you're 100% on the left and everything on the right is wrong, I'm like, that's crazy. Your side can't be right about everything. So I'm against all extremists, and I'm extremely against that. So at the end of my story, I die too. Yaboyrocklee Lee, I'm out, guys. Guys, quick reality check for the collective, which is you. Our audience, that's my nickname for the Rock family. We're hitting 1.5 million views on a monthly basis, and that's iconic. But 71% of you guys haven't subscribed yet. That's almost 1 million people who are watching, but not subscribed. Now, if just 10% of those viewers hit the subscribe button, we would add nearly 100,000 new members to the Rock family, the collective, overnight. That kind of growth would change everything. What? Better content, more variety, higher production value, all the things I read you guys ask for in the comment section. So subscribe. And if you really want to be part of Rock family, you can also turn on all notifications. Thank you.